No, in a marriage you
yeah.
give 100%.
Yeah.
And if there's times you can't, the other person will step up. But there's never.
Hi friends, Anya from Reality Recap. Welcome back to my channel. Have you ever had one of those moments when you're like, way too late? Oh my goodness, I've been stuck in this thing and everybody else knew it but me? Whether you've been indoctrinated, manipulated under some weird mind control, or even just married to a gaslighting husband? Well, that's what we all witnessed for years with Christine Brown. She was trapped in this loveless relationship with this man named Kody, who was posing as her husband, though they were never legally wedded. Due to the religion she grew up in, Christine believed that her spiritual marriage to Kody was equally real and sacred as a legal one. And if we're being honest, if she thought they were sealed for time and all eternity, then technically, she never really was married, right? She walked away. No divorce, nothing official, just walk. It's that mental trap they sell you. The idea that you're married in heaven, so it counts the same. But it doesn't. Not legally. Not in the real world. But now, Christine's made some truly major changes in her life. She's married now, properly, and she's writing a book. I said last week she read something from the book, the blurb that's printed on the back. In it, she spoke quite openly about how she'd lied to herself and to everyone else for years. The cameras revealed how she just kept telling people she was fine, when inside she knew she wasn't. She admitted that the life she had been living didn't feel right, and it definitely didn't feel free. Other women before her had walked away and found the truth, and eventually, Christine found it too. She called the book Raw and Real. And here's something I've noticed since she made the announcement. Her entire social media vibe has completely shifted. Most noticeably, her Instagram bio doesn't even mention Sister Wives anymore. It now reads, encouraging you to take control, tip the legal scales in your favor, build the life you deserve and have hope again. Mom, new wife, reality TV. But nothing about Sister Wives. Her old bio did mention that. Now compare that to Janelle, whose bio still, to this day, reads, just me, rooted, empowered, authentic, TLC Sister Wives. She still publicly associates with the show. Christine? She's dropping the whole sister wife title thing entirely. That's a big difference. Christine is clearly working on empowering people to change, to take control, to move forward from whatever is holding them back. And yes, some of this is related to her involvement with a multi-level marketing business. She's a Plexus Diamond after all. So, there is a commercial aspect to this empowerment message. But nevertheless, the contrast is remarkable. And when I checked out her Facebook, same. Nothing in her bio about Sister Wives. Sure, she shares the occasional video from the show, but her About section doesn't reference the show. Her current biography merely states, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul, Invicta. And under the Work section, it just says Plexus. No reality television mention. You'll see information such as her high school, community college, where she resides. But again, nothing about the show that brought her fame. Currently, she's preparing for a 4-stop book tour. She promoted it in her Instagram story earlier today. She'll be in Brooklyn, New York on September 1st, and Northvale, New Jersey on September 2nd, Chicago on the 3rd, and Salt Lake City on the 4th. My guess? When she's in New York, she'll be doing media promotion, most likely scheduling interviews on launch day, September 2nd. I wouldn't be surprised if she shows up on Today, Good Morning America, or CBS This Morning, whoever scoops it up. She'll probably do the other New York-based outlets as well. It's all pretty typical. New York is where most book tours start the intense press. And something else I noticed. Back when the book initially came out, I did a real quick search because I thought I saw something shift. When the book was first announced in January, it came in at a relatively slender 288 pages. But now, the actual book that's coming out on September 2nd, that's 320 pages now. That's an extra 32 pages of juicy, possibly revealing content for all of us to dig into. And the book was first scheduled to come out on September 16th, but it got bumped up to the 2nd. So, release sooner and more content. Win-win. Now, this is where I truly believe things start to get real. This is my personal opinion and I could be wrong, but I feel like Christine is on the verge of making a gigantic shift. I think she's preparing to step away from reality television and start doing business from the other side of it. If you are familiar with Christine's background, you will know that the church, the AUB, used her as something of a poster child to market polygamy, in part because of her surname. She is an Allred. Her grandfather, Rulon, was not the official founder, but he came to head the church after a big split with the FLDS, and the AUB literally started coming into being during his era. Rulon was essentially treated as a prophet, and he's still regarded in that way within that society. Christine, being part of that genealogy, did have a publicly visible role. Therefore, now my hope is that if she is indeed making a change, she will use her platform and voice to speak on behalf of women who are leaving polygamy. That would be amazing. I'd love to see her create or support resources for those walking away from those kinds of marriages. But again, we'll have to see. Just because someone writes a memoir or shares their story about leaving polygamy doesn't necessarily mean they'll become an advocate. But usually, once people start writing about leaving their faith and processing it all, they're heading toward a major life shift. So I would not be surprised if that's where Christine's off to. Personally, I don't see her staying on the show after this current contract runs out. If there is a season 20, I see that being the final one, a logical conclusion to the series. I know. Some reality shows lose cast members and keep going, but with Sister Wives, it's hard to imagine the show without Christine, or Janelle, or Mary, or any of them really anymore. Honestly, I think the show just needs to end in general. Christine, it seems, is abandoning something new. For instance, her cameo is now disabled. She was still doing them last week, but now it is completely disabled. And she's been traveling a lot lately. She and David were in Berlin, Switzerland, and Germany with Truly, Gwendolyn, and Beatrice. They've clearly been consuming a lot of vacation time this summer. But again, no more cameos. That, to me, appears to be another sign that she's distancing herself from the Sister Wives fandom as a whole, maybe even shutting that door for good. And there's another thing that really stood out. On Mykelti and Tony's Patreon, they've been subtly implying some tension between themselves, Kody, and Robyn. Right after Garrison's funeral, they informed us that they chose to distance themselves from Robyn and Kody because of what occurred during that time. That is a big change. And although I understand some of you find it strange that I scan Pinterest boards, it's just another social network site, same as browsing someone's Instagram feed. You can see what they've pinned. So I made a little comparison. I had a printout of Robyn's Pinterest account last year, and she was following 72. Now, 25. That's a significant drop. I also noticed that she only follows Aspen of all the Brown kids. That's it. Not even Mykelti anymore, which, between you and me, shocked me because their relationship always seemed so solid. Now, if you check Instagram, Mykelti is still being followed by Robyn. But she doesn't use Instagram, so that might just be a holdover follow she hasn't returned to. On Pinterest, though, Robyn's list of people she follows is made up of mainly doll-related accounts, a couple of TV shows, some local boutiques, and of course, her two daughters, Aurora and Brianna. She still follows the My Sister Wives Closet account too, but no longer Mary, Janelle, Christine, or Mykelti. They're all gone. The only one Robyn's still following now is Aspen, and even Aspen's account is private. So she's basically cut out about 47 people from her Instagram. Then I went and checked Mykelti's Pinterest. Now, just so we're clear, Mykelti's not super active on Pinterest. I wanted to know when the last time was that she'd posted anything, and it's been 2 years since she's added anything new. But she's still following Robyn there. Robyn, though, is not reciprocating the follow. And just FYI, Robyn does have Pinterest. She actually pinned something in the past week. Pinterest is basically the only social media app she's on, and the only one I know of that she doesn't keep private. That makes this so interesting. She doesn't follow any of Kody's kids, her stepkids, on it now except Aspen. And remember, Mykelti was always her favorite. She'd be like, "She's my baby. These babies are my babies." She was always cooing, "I love my babies. These are my grandbabies." And now, she's unfollowed the mother of those very same grandkids, Kody's grandkids. I just wish they'd be honest about what actually happened between them. Like, I keep hoping Mykelti would just go ahead and say it. She's definitely given hints that something did happen, but she never says exactly what. Oh, and Robyn's newest pin? It read, "God is your source. Not people, not your job, not your connections. Everything else is just a resource. He provides. Trust him to supply all you need." The words hit me. Not people, not your career, not your relationships. I don't know. It's almost as if she doesn't know what's next. Quite frankly, I think the end of Sister Wives is closer than ever. Another pin she recently posted read, "There's nothing too broken for God to redeem. What's broken beyond repair is still in his hands. He's the one who specializes in bringing beauty from brokenness. Trust him. He's not done with your story." And I was like, if Robyn and Kody are like, so happy, then why do all of her pins sound so sad and heavy? I just don't think she's happy. And it's weird. She's unfollowed all of Kody's children now, except for Aspen, who's always kind of been neutral in the middle of all this. The drama between Robyn and Mykelti is clearly still there. On Mykelti and Tony's Patreon, they literally just said that they haven't spoken to Robyn or Kody in ages and haven't seen them at all since they moved to North Carolina, which I think was last summer. So it's been perhaps a year now. Someone asked if they would visit, and they simply said that it would be expensive and difficult to travel with 3 small kids. They would have to skip work, go a long way, and it simply did not appear worth the hassle. And from the sound of it, Kody and Robyn haven't made any effort to go see them either. So, does Kody really care about his grandkids? It sure doesn't look like it. He's got all these grandbabies and hardly any relationship with them. Same goes for his kids. Meanwhile, Robyn is over there pinning super emotional quotes while Christine is thriving, saying, "I'm moving forward. I'm going to uplift others. I'm helping people find freedom." Christine's message is hopeful, action-oriented. Robyn's energy, still stuck in the wreckage of a family that's long since fallen apart. And let's be real, Robyn was the catalyst. Now she's reached a point where she doesn't even seem interested in knowing what's going on in Mykelti's life, the woman she once called her baby, that Robyn posted. It made me wonder, maybe she really does think about people, work, and relationships in transactional terms. Maybe to her, only God matters, and people are stepping stones. I don't know. But I do want to know what really went down. What do you think went down between Mykelti and Robyn? Why did Robyn hit unfollow? Was it Mykelti's constant commentary about her on Patreon? Share your theories in the comments. And also, are you excited to read Christine's new book? Spill the tea. If you're still here, see if you're subscribed. You may not be. It's free. Thanks for watching, besties. Bye.